Good morning, everybody, and welcome to yet another episode of the Ready, Set, Grow Show with Deb, who's on my far, whatever that is, and myself, Hillary, the far side, right? Hillary, the marketing mom. Good morning, and again, this month we are continuing talking about developing You Inc., your business, your brand, and how you're going to be doing that. And today we've got a special guest with us who Deb will be introducing very shortly. But special guest with us talking about how to develop You Inc. through Pinterest. So we've been talking about your branding, what your branding is. And I just want to plug right in here because we three ladies are a part of an amazing leadership team that's actually bringing to you a 3-day mastermind next week. So wherever you're doing this right now, this is next week as in April the 26th, 27th, and 28th. So we are a part of this amazing group that's going to be bringing that. So there's some things we're diving deep in today on Pinterest and You Inc. But during that 3-day mastermind, we're going to be looking at all social media marketing and some of the lies that are told to you in building your business. All right. So without further ado, I want to introduce our special guest with us today. Deb, you want to go ahead? Take it away.
Oh, I would love to. I am so excited to have you here, Sarah. So if you do not know this lovely lady, her name is Sarah Lawyer, and she is an author, a speaker, coach, and trainer. And she started out wanting to help moms, mom entrepreneurs or mompreneurs. And so she wanted to help them be their best at home, in health, and in their business. And so she coaches and guides them to get their business online. And she found, in doing that, she found her favorite platform, which is Pinterest. So now she just is helping on as far as getting the posts on Pinterest through automation from their website. So it is my honor and privilege to introduce you to Sarah Lawyer.
Oh, thank you so much, Deb. And Hillary, I'm so excited to be here. I've seen your videos and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to be asked to be on there. And then you asked and I was like, yay, I get to be interviewed on here. And I can't wait to talk about this subject because Pinterest is definitely my favorite. Out of every platform for social media, for growing your business, Pinterest is definitely my favorite. So I can't wait to dive into this.
Dive in. Yes, this is amazing. Yes.
Oh, Sarah, before we get started asking you questions, can you give us just a short little bit about your journey?
About my journey to Pinterest?
Yes, more than what I just said. How you became an entrepreneur.
Yeah. So my journey started about 6.5 years ago, I guess actually 7 years ago, when I was pregnant with my oldest daughter. I realized that I didn't want to go back to work. And so I wanted to find a way that I could work from home. And so I was introduced to network marketing and love the business model, being able to start a business without having your own products right away, because back then I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea. I was like, okay, let's dive in. Sure. You want me to call on my contacts? Okay. Well, 5 years later, I burned all those bridges and had to figure out a way to build my business without, talking to my warm market, because let's face it, after 5 years of contacting them, they were like, Sarah, no more.
No, please.
Yeah.
Just leave me alone. Like, got it. And that was actually when I found a free training all about pinning ingredients, and from a good friend of ours, Chef Katrina. And I was like, Pinterest for business? Is that even possible? Like, I love Pinterest. I've been on there for years. I find all my wonderful recipes. I find my hairstyles, like everything, right? And I was like, okay, how can I build my business on Pinterest? So ever since then, I just have dived in. And then because of my relationship with Chef Katrina, I actually was able to develop my own business. I realized.
Sorry.
And I don't know if that was a little bit of an echo on my end or something. I hope not.
No, that was me. Sorry. I
Okay.
was trying to make sure we're live on the page.
Okay. And that's where I founded my business, Mompreneur Initiative, because I realized I really want to help other moms like myself who have this vision of being able to impact the world, to get their ideas out there, but are like, how do I do that? How do I get my business found? And so that's really where my business has been founded on, is that idea that I really want to help other moms become entrepreneurs, to be found on the internet without always having to go and prospect, tell their friends and neighbors, oh, hey, which is always a good idea. Don't get me wrong. You need to tell your friends and neighbors what you do so they can give you traffic, because if you don't, then yeah, that's a lesson I learned the hard way. If people don't know what you're doing, they can't tell other people what you're doing.
What you're doing. Exactly. Yes, that is so true. And I am just so, I mean, that is exactly, you said when you started your oldest daughter, and it's not ironic that, moms who really want to be the full-time mom, that's kind of like what triggers it, right? Because that was pretty much, my same journey. I was an entrepreneur, but becoming a mom was something totally different. It really did impact it. So I want to dive in, and we're getting into Pinterest. So as you said, you'd been on Pinterest before. Same thing with me. I've been on Pinterest looking at kids' room ideas, hairstyles, not so much the cooking, because I don't do the recipe stuff. Right. I look at them and I say, oh, that would be amazing for somebody else to cook for me.
Yeah.
But why Pinterest and not Facebook or Instagram? Because when, like myself in social media, when I mention Pinterest, people are like, well, I'm on Instagram, because they kind of mirror images as Instagram, images as Pinterest. So then why Pinterest over Instagram in particular,
Right. Well, here's the thing. Here's the story. I actually went through Facebook. I built a nice following on Facebook on a fan page, and then also on Instagram. I was like, oh, everybody's over on Instagram, so let's go check that out. So I went on there and started doing all the reels, the Instagram lives. But the thing is there's not really, I want to say there's not really any platform over any platform. For me, I prefer Pinterest because that's where home is for me. Like I'm comfortable over there. That's where I love to hang out. And so that's one thing that I really want to point home before I go into like, this is why you should be over on Pinterest, is that go where you are comfortable. Go where you love to play. Because if you love to play there, you'll love to grow there. Right. Mm-hmm. But now why I choose Pinterest over Facebook or Instagram is actually because it's searchable. So when you put your content out about like a post on Facebook, how long is it up? Like how long do people see it? 24 hours, maybe even a week, depending on how viral it goes. Mm-hmm. Instagram, about the same, I'd say. Maybe I think it almost less, because people are going through the feed. Everybody's always updating everything. So you're constantly having to put stuff out there, new stuff. Pinterest is all searchable. So when you go into Pinterest, you're going to find something. So if you're looking for a hairstyle, you're looking for paint ideas, you're looking for to grow your business on Instagram, you're looking for something. Content once. Over and over and over and over and over. Back in December 2019, I started my blog. It was 2019. Traffic. At least 100 people throughout the month, over and over and over. And it gives me customers. And I don't have to continue to promote it. I don't have to continue to say, hey, look at this. Hey, by the way, did you know? And that's my personality. I am all about the background. Let me be found. I don't like to always say, hey, look at me. Hey, look at me. all the time. It's exhausting. And so the reason why I use Pinterest over Facebook and Instagram is because then I can just say, hey, here's my content. And then it can be searched and searched and searched and searched.
Definitely. Yes, definitely.
That's awesome.
We're getting a little bit of connectivity issues there, but I think we got the gist of it, in terms of Pinterest is that searchable platform. All right. And you don't always have to be, because also as a mom, I'm sure you don't have time to be on Instagram. I just did this, and or the tweets, right? When you're on Twitter and you're always sending out tweets. I'm going into the bathroom now. I'm going to have breakfast now. As a mom, we don't have time for that. We just do it.
Exactly.
As a grandma, you don't have time to do that either. So, Sarah, what key elements are essential for building your profile on Pinterest?
So the key elements are really your name and your description. Those are the two things that you really want to focus on. You want people to be able to find you by your name and also by like what you are, your title, what you give to people. So like mine is, I'm a mompreneur. So I want other mompreneurs to be able to find me and follow me. I'm also there under an author. So if people are looking for authors, they can find me as an author, speaker, a coach, a trainer. So that's the main part, is the name. And then the second part with the description, you want to tell people what you're giving them. So mine is empowering other moms to become entrepreneurs and be found. I think around those lines. I should definitely find out if that's exactly what it is, but that's the idea. But you also want to make sure you're having those key words again. So busy moms, mompreneur, entrepreneur. So you're looking for those keywords that people are looking for. So if people are looking how to become an entrepreneur or busy moms working at home, then they should find my should pop up. And then the other key aspects and the boards. But those again are words that you want to be found for.
Okay, so you
and
say
that kind of gets into really technical stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Did I break up again?
Yes. Yes, sorry. All right. So I want to, because sometimes I play a lot more on the social platforms. All right. And their daily activities. As you said, you've got to be there constantly. But are there daily things that you need to do? Or maybe it's not daily, maybe it's weekly. But what would be somebody's kind of daily mode of operation in maintaining and building that brand over on Pinterest?
So you definitely want to show up daily, but in a different way. One thing that I have found with Pinterest is they have an automation partner called Tailwind. And I can schedule out a daily post, like 5 daily pins per day, all in 1 week or even 2 weeks. Like I can do it all in one go and then set it and forget it. So by using Tailwind, I'm able to show up daily, able to show up saying, hey, I am still here, I'm active, and Pinterest will continue to share my content. The other way to show up and build your brand is actually through their story pins. Now, just like Facebook and Instagram, they have a story pin, stories, but the difference is that they don't disappear. They will show up on your profile and will be forever there. They are actually front first in there. So if you go onto your app on Pinterest, you'll actually see little bubbles up at the top for stories of who you follow. And they are always there. They won't ever disappear. It's so nice.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So that,
Come back to us.
You back with us?
Let me just kind of wind that up. So basically, the daily actions are to show up with a story pin at least once a week. You can do it every day, and that'll really bump your numbers. But at least once a week, and then use Tailwind to make sure that you're showing up with your pins being scheduled every day.
Awesome.
Okay, so
Awesome.
you basically have talked about the daily activities that are required to build You Inc. on Pinterest. And it sounds like Tailwind really, really is a big part of being able to do that, because you all are busy moms. I'm a busy grandma. And so to be able to do something like that, post it all, like you sit for a couple hours, post it out, and then in a sense, your day or your week is kind of free. Is that exactly what you were saying as far as with Tailwind and the story pins?
Yes. So the difference is you can't use story pins. You can't post story pins on Tailwind. So those will have to go straight to Pinterest. But yes, that is exactly right. Like I will, and I actually have clients that I help do this for them. I will schedule their pins, their posts for a month in advance. Like it's just all there, right there. So if you are needing that extra help, is like, yeah, I want to play on Pinterest, but it's like, I don't have that extra time. I like playing on Instagram. If you want to be found, then you can hire a virtual assistant to help you do that. And that's kind of what I do. I help with another segment that I do. But if you are like, well, I don't know if I have time or I have the resources to hire that, you can actually go onto my website. Hillary, I actually put it up on the screen there for you. And you can go to my blog and search for a Tailwind training that I did last year. And you can get all that information on how to get started, how to get going onto Tailwind. And then I think I lost my train of thought.
I just want to plug in here Sarah as a pro when it comes to yeah. I just want to plug as yes one of the clients.
Thank you, Hillary. Yes. So Hillary is one of my wonderful clients, so that I get to help her be found on there, and it's just so much fun working with Hillary, because yes, I love being able to create those pins for you because you have such bright colors. I love being able to play with the colors. And it's so much fun.
So you actually create the pins for the people?
I do. Yes, I actually do create pins as well as schedule them. So if that's something you're feeling creatively, what's the word I'm looking for? Creatively challenged. Yes. Creatively challenged with what to do with your pins, you can reach out to me on my website and say, Sarah, help. And I'm going to be more than happy to help you with that, because that's actually one of my wheelhouse. I love to be able to create things on Canva, and it's just fun. So
yeah.
So one last question.
Yeah.
With you doing that, how do you catch their voice? Because it's nice to have you doing something for someone who's very busy. How do you capture? What do you do? Sit and ask questions, or how do you work that?
So good question. I actually was asked this just the other day by a client. And basically what I do is we get on a consultation call and we talk about what you write about, what your content is, who is it that you're talking to. And then I also, when we get started, I look at your content. I check it out and I see who it is that you're talking to. I actually hear your voice. And by doing that, I then take it and I say, okay, let me visualize. So then I take it and I visualize what it is that this person is looking for. Because that's what Pinterest is. It's all visual. Yes, it's search content, but it's also visual. We look with our eyes. We search with our eyes. So if you see something eye-catching, it's like, oh, that is exactly what I'm looking for. Then you click on it. And you go and you read and learn. And so that's how when I talk to my clients, I always listen, take notes. It's like, okay, this is who they're talking to. And that's how I then express their voice through their pins and through their content.
Awesome.
Yes. It's an awesome process. So as you've seen, in order to connect with Sarah, for her, and you could also, if you're looking to see what she's doing. Check her out on Pinterest as well. I'm going to put the Pinterest in the comment section so that you could go and check her out on Pinterest, because we're talking about Pinterest, right? So
Yeah.
check Sarah out on Pinterest. And if you want to, hold on, I'm trying to type at the same time as I talk, which is impossible because we know multitasking is not possible, right?
Exactly.
Definitely, but check her out on Pinterest. You can reach out her website is right here below, ahealthierbusymom.com. All right. Any guidance, suggestions, and especially that Tailwind training. If you think that you've got a little room in your time to be able to do it, go ahead, or reach out to Sarah and say, Sarah, can you handle this for me, please?
Yep.
Very nicely.
Yeah.
Definitely. So, Sarah, it has been such a pleasure chatting with you here today on Pinterest. We really, I love the fact that you started with where you play. All right, it's where you're comfortable with. A lot of people, they try to fit a round peg in a square hole, and or is it a square peg in a round hole? I can't remember which way it goes, but anyway, it does. you gotta stay where you're comfortable, grow where you're comfortable, and then you can start to reach out and do different things. So we have had an awesome time with you here today. Again, for our viewers, if you are viewing this before April, it's 26th, right? April 26th, 27th, or 28th, we are going to be doing, our team. I want to say, because this is a leadership team, we've got some speakers, but we're kind of like, as Sarah said, in the background. We, at least Sarah and I, we like the background. Background work. The social media marketing lies, sorry, 3-day mastermind. We're going to be revealing the lies and ensuring that you understand the truths of how to get out there and really master social media marketing. All right, so have a great rest of the week. Sarah, again, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Sarah.
Absolute
Thank
fun
you so
and
much
pleasure
for having me.
Yes, and we will see you next week as we dive into another one of those elements for building you Inc. And it's pretty much, in a sense, it's one of those elements. Sarah mentioned it very, very subtly. It's technical, all right? But without this element that we're going to be talking about next week, Pinterest is not going to work as well for you. All right. You need to have that element. And we're going to be diving into that element next week. You have to join us to know what it's about. Okay.
Yeah.
So have a
Big
great
surprise.
week, everybody. Big surprise. Bye, everybody.
Bye.